Good morning, friends, I see you here. Thank you for joining. Let's spread the cheer. With coffee in hand and smiles on our face, together we'll share this warm, sacred space. So raise your cup, let's toast to the day. With the sun on the horizon, we'll laugh and play in this little corner of the world so bright. Here's to the moment, here's to the light.
The sky's painted gold as the sun starts to rise. We're sharing our stories under pastel skies. With every sip, we're weaving our dreams. In this virtual gathering, it's better than it seems.
So raise your cups, let's toast to the day. With the sun on the horizon, we'll laugh and play in this little corner of the world so bright. Here's to the moment, here's to the light. Let's breathe in the beauty, feel the warmth of the sun.
With each passing minute, we're having such fun.
From every comment and every sweet smile,
We're building this bond, let's stay for a while. In the Arizona dawn, where the desert dreams, my drone takes flight on golden beams. The spring breeze whispers, gentle and clear, guiding my journey through the vast frontier. Up above, like an eagle soars, capturing wonders forevermore. Cacti and mesas from this bird's eye view, in colors vivid under skies so blue. Flying my drone on this fresh spring day, sunshine gilds the desert's endless play. In the open expanse where horizons unfurl, I'm soaring high like a bird in this vibrant world. The morning light dances on the sand, tracing the artistry of nature's hand. From towering cliffs to valleys below, every curve and shadow puts on a show. Glimpses of life in the desert so wide, captured and cherished on this aerial glide. The rustling spring leaves sway in the breeze, crafting a symphony among the trees. Flying my drone on this fresh spring day, sunshine gilds the desert's endless play. In the open expanse where horizons unfurl, I'm soaring high like a bird in this vibrant world. Each frame a moment, each shot a tale, in this tapestry where wonders prevail. The thrill of seeing the world anew, a journey of discovery in every view. This morning unfolds its promise bright.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona, coming to you live from the Ironwood Forest National Monument, and it's getting warm, folks. Good coffee. Good coffee. I got my Roy and Becky's travel cup this morning. Let's see who we have here in the chat. There's Gracie and Jacques Adventures, first member in the chat at the gym. Do a mile for me too, Gracie. She Devil Adventures is here. Blanket hello to everyone working and lurking. There's Step Van Dan, another channel member in the house. Welcome, welcome. And there's Janice from over the pond there. Good morning to you. Ooh, 3 a.m. where she is. I could never stay up till 3 a.m. I could get up to go potty, but I go right back to sleep. Char is here. Good morning, good morning. She says, good morning to family tribe members. Scrolling. I didn't get going early enough to catch Ava. Well, Ava canceled, Char. They have another bug. Seems like there's a bug going around the Midwest. My niece mentioned to us a couple days ago that they had it again, and it must be a different bug because you would think that you would have some immunity to it, but it must be different. Otherwise, you wouldn't catch it again. And they've caught 2 of them so far. It sounds like Ava did too. See our views in the house. Good morning. Hey, you're on time. Wow, awesome. Tim, Gracie, and Crystal. Good to see you. Good to see our view. Awesome. Scrolling. Everybody saying hello. Look at that. We got Traveling on Adventures in the house. Welcome, welcome. And Earl, I hope you're doing better. We did see your post, and let us know that you're okay anyway. Scrolling. Everybody's saying hello. Snow, 8 inches of fresh snow and balmy, 10 above. Oh, let's see what our weather is. Let's see here. Hey Siri, what's the weather here today?
The National Weather Service has issued an extreme heat watch. Expect some clear skies today.
Ooh, extreme heat for March. Look at that. It's going to be 89 today. Oh, that's just a nice spring day for us. Janice has divided attention at the moment, just finishing up on a jigsaw. Are you cutting wood with a jigsaw, or is that a jigsaw puzzle, Janice? Must be a puzzle because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You wouldn't be cutting wood. Your neighbors would be all up in arms. It was 78 yesterday, and it's snowing today. Crazy weather, huh? That's the weather that makes you sick. You think you don't need a jacket, you go outside, you catch a cold. Snow. Yeah, she's under the weather. I guess she was live on Saturday. I had a family spray everything down for a week after being sick. The new bugs don't die for over 7 days, so you can reinfect your own household. Yeah, and our grandkids always come home with bugs too, so we kind of watch it and knock on wood. We haven't had any serious sickness in this house. Oh, Janice is rubbing it in, Dan. It's 61 Fahrenheit at 3 a.m. where she's at. Now, when it gets up that high at night, we have to start watching for these guys. these guys will start coming out. And so you don't want to step on one of these. So what we'll do in the morning is we'll take Lucas out and we'll do a snake patrol. So we walk around and walk with him as he sniffs around the yard, and then we'll start playing fetch with him because it's that time of year. Okay, doing much better today. Just taking it easy and relaxing today. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Earl was under the weather and spent some time in the hospital. So thoughts and prayers for Earl and a full recovery. A puzzle, she says. All right. Is it a puzzle of Arizona? Could be. I mentioned it last week, but I went to a 250-year celebration. There's a trailer going around Arizona, and they have the history of Arizona and the bell, the Liberty Bell, the Arizona Liberty Bell, and they're traveling around the state, kind of showing off the history. They have some storyboards and stuff, and I picked up this little sticker. That's a saguaro cactus in the middle. That's why it doesn't show. 250-year celebration of our country's founding. I found that out with my sister's house, 4 kids getting circle sick and the parents. Strep will do that too. Yep. Yeah, need to sell my stuff to get gas to drive Lily Pad to the step van and to cruise Arizona. Downsizing, huh, Dan? Downsizing. We got 70 degrees up in Quartzsite, and now due to a high of 91 this afternoon. My kind of weather, right? Yep. We like it too. Doesn't start getting hot until it hits about 104. I took Lysol to both homes for 7 days. No one got sick for weeks after that. Now, Oki and I take supplements, and we take a bunch of supplements every day. And we're convinced that that prevents sickness too. So at least it's worked for us. The Traveler's Edge is here. Nate saying hi. Good to see you. What's your weather up there, Nate? And these flowers behind me are in Oki's garden, right outside the front door of the house. My mother years ago, I don't know how many years ago, 20 years ago, gave her some seeds. And this plant is called Mother of 1,000 Plants. And what happens is it self-propagates. And that right there is a rag. It's a towel sheet that we use to cover plants in the wintertime. We should probably take that down because we're going to be 89 today. But anyway, this is a very interesting plant, Mother of 1,000 Plants. And every year they come back, and they come back up from seed, and they have these really interesting red flowers. And the hummingbirds like them too. There's Misha Lee in the house. Good morning. Good to have you. One more day of cold, and then we get a few days of highs in the 50s. That's t-shirt weather for you guys. Awesome. All right, what else we got going on? We got Mr. Lucas in the house here somewhere. He's out there taking a break. He was here pestering me earlier. Here he comes. All right, let me take that comment off, and then we're going to show off Mr. Lucas here. You want to sit? Okay. Wait. I make him wait before he grabs it. Okay. Want another one? Can you shake? Can you shake? Shake. Okay. Good boy. Change. Good boy. Good boy. Change. Good boy. Change. Good boy. Wait. He doesn't like to wait, but he does. He will wait. Okay. Good boy. There's Lucas. He's doing well. So good boy. Yeah, good boy. All right. Roy is on duty. He is doing poop patrol today, watching for stickers up there in La Posa South. I imagine it's getting thinner up there for people. As soon as you guys start pushing 100, I'll bet a lot of folks will be heading out. Those that don't have air conditioning. Sounds like a wildflower called Sturt's desert pea, although it's more of a ground cover plant. Yeah. This one, I don't know how to describe it. There's not a whole lot of ground cover. There is some, but then it sends up these stems and it's loaded up with flowers. Doorknob, fridge, kitchen, bathroom. Yeah. You know what I understand the not dirtiest, but the most contaminated thing in your house is? These things. So I wipe mine down. Typically, I need to wipe the screen anyway because it gets goopy from my fingers because I put lotion on my hands because we live in the desert. And so I have to wipe this off and then I'll go ahead and disinfect it. But the phone is supposed to be one of the dirtiest things because you're taking it everywhere. You're putting it in your pocket. Take it to the bathroom, right? How many guys go to the bathroom and sit there with their phone? Yeah. That's Lucas. And I did a short that's doing real well. Once in a while, I record him when he brings his snack container over, his snack toy over. He wants us to fill it up with, we put food in it, as dry food. And I got a good recording of him a couple days ago, which I posted, and it's doing quite well. He brings it over and he'll drop it or hand it to you. We put snacks in it and he grabs it and off he goes with it. So it's a good day to regulate poo. Oh boy. It's a crappy job, but somebody's got to do it. The dumpsters get more action these days in the water and dump, do with everyone heading out. Okay. So everybody's dumping their trash on the way out. Oop, Cop Roy, he refuses being called a monitor. Oh, hot poo, no bueno, Misha says. It's a steady exodus now. The temps are scaring people away. Yeah. So we were up in La Posa South, had a great visit with Roy and Becky and CR View and all the folks up there. CR View has been doing interviews and they did one with Duffy. And that was interesting to watch because Duffy is a quiet guy. He's camped next to them. And I think he's going to be heading home because his wife is having some challenges. But I learned a lot from watching that CR View's interview with Duffy. So check out CR View. In fact, if you want to drop that link, anyone who wants to drop a link, feel free to do so. I think most of you have wrenches. I do the phone morning and evening. That's a good idea because, you know, the phone is like stuck to us, right? My grandkids are like this. Hey, Caitlin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are you doing over there? TikToking. My phone hardly leaves the kitchen table. I hate the darn thing. When I was working, I was more connected with it because the kids today, and I call them kids, they're 20 and 30 years old. Um, to talk with them, you send a text message, and I'll have a crew up on the mountain, and I'm down in the valley back at the office. That was a really good way to get a quick update on what was going on, and they were really good at communicating with text message more so than talking face to face because a lot of them were easily intimidated. But text messages, we did a lot of text messaging when I was working, so it was a good way to communicate. Now I walk around with my phone watching YouTube and also, checking the channel and replying to comments and things like that. Yep, most everyone takes the phone to the bathroom. I refuse to, Char says. Yeah, it could could land in the sink or could land in the toilet. That's happened to some people I know. Mile 6 dedicated to you, Gracie says. On recumbent bike, level 7, 50-minute workout, getting ready for knee surgery. Awesome, Gracie. All right. Mile 6 is dedicated to me. Yay. I feel pumped up already. I feel like I've lost a pound. Yeah, I think I've lost a pound already, Gracie. Get ready for that. Gracie's going to go in for another knee surgery. So I think the end of this month. Oh, my interview is popping next week. That'll probably get 4 or 5 views. That'll be fun to watch. Okay, there's Duffy's interview right there. Yeah, they're fun to watch, and especially hearing about the idea is that CRV asked us, and he interviewed me too. How did you end up in Quartzsite? And so that's the common theme for the interviews. And what he's trying to pull out is because they live in Quartzsite full time, how many years have you been here? What drew you to Quartzsite? And all of that. And I think, the answer that I gave is basically the people is what brought us to Quartzsite. I think the first time we went up there, we had some neighbor friends going up there, and they said, "Hey, you guys want to go up and camp with us?" And that's how we ended up there the first time. And it's a very unique place. Yeah, you can look around, and it's dry and kind of barren. It's different than the Sonoran Desert down here. We have a lot of cactus and a lot of vegetation down here. Up there, they have a lot of creosote bushes and a lot of rocks. But it's still interesting because you can see the sunsets. You don't have trees in the way. You don't have buildings in the way, because you're out in the desert and you can see all the way around you. A very unique area. The phone holder has replaced the magazine. That's a very good point. The phone holder has replaced the magazine rack next to the toilet these days, right? Yeah. All right. Mile 6 is in the books. I feel tough already. I had to fish a hose, $300 glasses out. Oh no. Out of the vault toilet in Colorado once. Not fun. Oh, I hope they bought you lunch after everybody washed their hands. I can't imagine dropping glasses down a vault toilet. Ew. I think, okay, this Friday is the knee surgery. Awesome. I think I would, I don't know, $300 is a lot. Would you guys just say, forget it if you lost your glasses down the vault toilet? I think I'd turn around and because you're kind of embarrassed that you did that. Now a phone, an iPhone is what, $1,000 maybe, but you can't. How do you fish an iPhone out? Glasses, you could do it with a magnet or I guess a piece of wire. A phone would be more difficult to grab. I don't know how you would do that. So this Friday, Gracie's having her knee surgery and she is pumping the iron, getting ready for it. Awesome. There's Stella. Welcome, welcome. Going to be a hot week in Southern Cal. I think we're going to be up in the hundreds, they say, towards the end of the week here. Let me see. Weather. There's the weather. Yeah. So let's see. Today, 89. Tomorrow is going to be 93. Wednesday, 96. Thursday, look at the Thursday temperature. Thursday, 102. Friday, 103. That's pretty warm for March. 102 on Saturday. So I'm trying to get my projects done, outside projects. And I know that Roy and Tim know that I had some issues with the RV and that really weighed on me. So the RV we have is a 2015. So it's, 11, 12 years old. When I put the jacks down up there in La Posa South, it sprayed out a bunch of hydraulic fluid from the pump area. And so I went ahead and left it alone because I didn't want to be stranded there. And I thought the whole time we were there, I hope the jacks come up. I hope everything works because when you're spraying out hydraulic fluid, something's wrong. So I tackled that job yesterday. So we've been back a couple of weeks and I decided that before it gets hot up into the hundreds, I need to figure out what's going on with the jack system. It's all hydraulic jacks with the RV. So I went in there and I took the whole assembly out. It weighs 23 pounds. I researched everything. A new assembly, which is the pump and all the wiring and the hose connections that go to the jacks, was $2,300. So I decided, okay, if the jack system, if the pump assembly is bad, and I have to spend $2,300 for a whole new assembly, I might as well pull the old one out and see if I can figure out what's wrong with it. So I thought that it was running low on fluid. When I pulled the assembly out, the tank that's attached to it was actually full of hydraulic fluid. I thought it was low. So I think what happened was it was spraying hydraulic fluid out because it was over full. So not a serious issue, but I did have a leak on the plastic tank that holds the hydraulic fluid. It's slowly dripping. So anyway, I took everything apart. I took the tank off, resealed everything with red RTV, put it back together yesterday. It says wait 24 hours before refilling it. So 24 hours will be after the live stream. About 11:30 today, I'm going to put hydraulic fluid in it and run a test. So fingers crossed, wish me luck that everything works. All right, Step Van Dan, dogs want to go out. All right, Dan, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, prayers for Gracie on Friday. Dan says, you got this, Gracie, you got this. All right. Char says, I got a short story posting last week of this month. Give something people listen to while I write more on the story series I've been writing on. Awesome. So be sure to stop by Char of Hearts channel. Yeah, it does seem, Stella's in California. It does seem like it's getting hot early. Oh, look at that cup. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. It's got some green in it. That's why it's showing the flowers through the back. Couple of chapters on daylight allergy, but need to organize order. Wrote them in different places. Wow, you're writing like crazy, huh? Nomadic Camping's in the house. Welcome, welcome, Woody. I was just going through and cleaning up my desk and came across this. I put the other sticker in the RV, but this is Nomadic Camping, Never Stop Dreaming. And he's the only guy that I follow that does winter camping in a tent. And that gets cold. That gets cold. And of course, he does a lot of hiking too. So good to see you, Woody. Good to see you. If the jacks are up, the fluid tank should be full, Earl says, and Earl would know because he's an RV tech. That was my worry. In fact, I put the jacks down, I got the spray out, and then I said, okay, I've got one bottle of hydraulic fluid that I keep in the RV just in case. And so before we took off, I poured that into the tank and then ran around and put the jacks up, and it was spraying out because it was too full. I had overfilled it. So, but it still had a minor leak. So I think I got the minor leak fixed. I was worried about having a broken hose or a split hose, that was spraying out, but everything looks good. The O-rings, it's got little O-rings in each of the connections that I tightened down. I'm hoping all the O-rings are still good. I had one fall out, but I put it back. And so today is going to be the test. Janice says, we're in autumn, fall, so our temperatures are now dropping. Yeah, she just went through summer, right? Yeah, thank you. Those are Oki's plants out front, and I had her write down what they were because I could never remember. Mother of 1,000 plants is what it's called. Mother of 1,000 plants. Very unique. In fact, we had during the last Ironwood meetup, we had some folks stop by and walk around our place because, they weren't real familiar with desert and they wanted to see some of the plants and cactus that we have. And she wanted some seeds. So they just happened to be put seed pods on. And so Oki gave her a handful of seeds to take home. And I think she was up in Washington or someplace up in the Northwest. Yep, lovely mug. I hope everyone is healthy, happy, and full of energy today. Yep, we are. We are. There's a bug going around, and Woody, have you seen it up in Ohio? There's a bug going around Missouri, and there's a bug going around Iowa. And our family up there in Iowa has caught it twice, within weeks. And you would think once you got a bug, you'd be over with it. But nope, they're sick again. RG Arizona's just popped in. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. All right, what else is going on here? Weather check. Oh yeah, our granddaughter was in another competition. I've talked about this before. She's in flag guard. So they actually have flags that they um, twirl is not the word, but they do a routine. It's a dance routine with flags, and they do some acrobatic type stuff and tossing flags to each other, and it's pretty fun to watch. And it's all to music. Well, Arizona is getting into a competition. They have a statewide competition coming up, and the kids just really love to participate in it. And our granddaughter Caitlin is involved with it, and they won first place in their last competition in their area. So depending on the size of the school, um, I think they were competing against 10 schools in their group. There were about 25 schools attending this competition, and they got first place. So Marana High School got first place, and they're going to state competition coming up next weekend up in Phoenix. So we were really proud of her, and of course she was excited. And so I asked her, "Do you have a picture of your group?" And so her mom texted me this. So that's the group that they have, and they have a plaque there in the middle, and it's just really fun to watch. These kids work really hard to get the routines down, and of course, you know, they have 2 judges, sitting up in the stands watching every school. They're timed. They only have a 5-minute routine, and they have to get their mats out there, all their stuff out there, their flags out there, and put it all away. Otherwise, they take points away from them. And of course, if you drop a flag or anything that you're tossing around, you know, they take points away. But it was pretty fun to watch, and they've been in a number of competitions. So we try to attend all the local ones here, and then we'll get a play-by-play once they get up to Phoenix. So we're real excited for Marana High School in the flag. They call it a flag guard or something like that, but really fun to watch. Winter Guard. They're called Winter Guard, my producer says. So it was fun, really fun to watch. The first picture I had come up on my phone is that, that's what the assembly looks like in the RV that I worked on. That whole assembly right there, I had priced it, no, $2,781 for that whole assembly. Hope I don't need it. All right, back to the chat. Nomadic Camping says I was sick for 10 days during my meetup. Wow. Yeah, it's going around. It's going around. Finally got the paints I want to use on my channel sticker. Probably won't be fully done or printed till summertime. Trying to be careful when going to the clinics for right, and that's where all the sick people go. So we do the same thing if we have to go to the clinic or go in for an appointment. We take some of that hand sanitizer, stick it in the pocket, and use it when we're in those offices. And then down here, I don't know if you guys have that, but when you go into the grocery stores, and this is a carryover from COVID, at the entrance to the grocery stores here, they have those wipes, those sanitizing wipes. And so you can wipe down the handle on your cart, you know, before you go into the store. RG says, I learned a lesson last week. I made the mistake and planted asparagus. Now I find out I won't get any for 3 years. It'll last up to 20 plus years. I'll be dead by that time. And I have heard, we had a neighbor here that said that up in Oregon where they lived, there was wild asparagus growing like in the ditches up there in Oregon. And they would go out there and Lucas is barking at somebody out front. They would go out there and they would harvest wild asparagus and it would come back every year. Too hot down here to grow it. So anyway, what else is going on here? We got RV repair. Okay, I'm going to find out today if that worked. A lot of AI scams going on. I was reading in a newspaper because AI is getting so prevalent here in around the country that one doctor was watching Facebook and he saw a video of himself promoting a cream to put on your skin to reduce the underlying fat. I guess, what is that, cellulite or something like that? And he said, I was watching this video and it was me. Somebody had created a video of the doctor promoting this product and he was selling it to people. And some of his patients actually bought it because they thought it was him. And so things like that are continuing to expand and get really bad. Of course, people, old folks are getting scammed out of money. I see that all the time. That's always happened, but it's getting worse. There are situations where, let's say, I'm a grandfather and I get a phone call and it sounds like one of my grandkids, my local grandkids, and they say, Grandpa, Gigi, I just got into an accident. My nose is broke. I need $500 right now. And so, of course, the emotion kicks in, right? And you're thinking, oh my gosh, I got to help my granddaughter or grandson. Here's Lucas again. And they want money from you, right? Oh, he wants another snack. Okay, snack time again? Wait, you got to sit. And so a lot of those scams are going on. And so far, we have not fallen for anything, but I do get text messages all the time. Back up, sit, wait. Okay. Good boy. Anyway, I get text messages all the time from scammers, and it's getting worse and worse. So be careful out there. Don't trust anybody. One other thing I came across is I saw a pic of that solar farm after it got hit by the tornado. Wow. Notice that people are creating AI pics of the design, right? All you have to do is type it in and they come back with a pretty convincing photo. Oh, wild asparagus in Indiana too. Stella says, I wipe down my cart and hands before I go in the store. I haven't been sick in 3.5 years. My doctor, the VA doctor, keeps pushing me to get a COVID shot and to get a flu shot vaccine every year. And for the last, 2 or 3 years, I haven't got a flu shot or a COVID vaccine, and I haven't been sick. Seems like every time I get a vaccine, especially flu, 2 or 3 weeks later, I got the flu. So I don't want to, I don't want to piss off my doctor because she's taking care of me, Dr. Wagner, and I want her to continue doing that. But I tell her, basically black and white. When I get the vaccine, I get sick. When I don't get the vaccine, I don't get sick. So she says, well, as you age, your immune system starts to get weaker. And when you do get sick, it gets much worse. You get a much worse sickness. And so I'm trying to weigh and balance what she's telling me with the vaccine. So far, it's a no for me, no flu vaccine. I'm not sure that when that's going to change, but I imagine it will eventually. I've not been sick, but I don't come in contact with a lot of people anymore either. Yeah, that's what Tommy says. Yeah. And Tommy does remote work, I believe. So she's not sitting in an office with other folks. And whenever there's a bug over at our grandkids' house, I stay away. When I tell them, when you are all healthy, then I'll come visit. Still, it's the same here. I quit the flu and COVID vaccine completely. And there's stuff coming out about the COVID vaccine where it's making younger people with heart issues. And so I think that'll eventually come out if some people are damaged by the COVID vaccine. Every vaccine affects people differently, and our body, is different. Each one of us is different. And so you have to make that personal choice whether to take whatever vaccine it is. Now, I did take the shingles vaccine because I've seen people with shingles, coworkers and other people that I worked with shingles, and it's very painful. And so I did decide to take a shingles vaccine, and that was 2 vaccines because I don't want to go through that. So I'm hoping that not ever getting the pandemic vaccine. Yeah, it's a personal choice. The flu I only get when I feel strong, but rarely. Yeah, it's a personal choice, right? So you decide whether to get it or not, and that's it. Have you guys heard a company called Turo, Turo? There's a company called Turo. Oh, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Wow. That used to be a fun day to go out and drink a lot of green beer. I don't do that anymore. I'm going to share this with you because I just ran across this. It's a company that rents cars, and I understand, I'm just getting into it now, that you could put your car on their website and then people in your area can rent it from you. If I got an extra car sitting around, can I make some money? Janice says, I got the flu vaccine, but refuse the COVID right now. Had the first couple and that's it. Yeah. Allergic to chicken eggs. Yeah. I did get the first 2 COVID vaccines too. I got the 1 and the 2, but I didn't do anything more beyond that. And I didn't have any issues with it. So, yeah, let me show you real quick. I just ran across this. So I'm going to share screen. Share screen. There it is right there. So car rentals reimagined. So skip the rental counter and rent anything from daily drivers to pickup trucks from trusted local hosts on the Turo car rental marketplace. So here we are. I'll click on that. So here we are. Doesn't look any cheaper. So here in Los Angeles, for example, here's an Audi. You can rent it for 3 days and it costs you $320. Seems kind of pricey. Ford Mustang, $279. Okay, so you can do a search here. I can put in here, let's say Phoenix, Arizona. There we go. Say Phoenix, Arizona right here. And I can put dates down. So what is today? Today is the 16th. I can put down 19th until 5 p.m. And I can do a search. So we're searching for cars for rent in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's see what it comes back with. All right, so here's someone in Mesa that has their car for rent. It's a Mazda CX-3 2019. And then I guess they have ratings too. So they have a 4.98 rating. $89. So quoting for 1 day for a Mazda CX-3, $89. Here's a Honda Civic for $102. Somebody's got a Fiat, a 2013 Fiat, $85. I can rent it. So you can put your car for rent. Anyone can go to Turo.com, search the city. There's a Tesla for rent, $201 in Scottsdale. Mercedes, $521 for 1 day. No. Here's a Jeep Compass for rent, $82. Interesting. It's got me thinking. Of course, you're putting your vehicle in someone else's hands. Here's a Jeep, unlimited miles, $106 for a day up in Phoenix for a 2014. So it doesn't have to be a new vehicle. It can be an older vehicle. There's a Porsche, will cost you $675 to rent a Porsche. Wow. Tesla, all kinds of stuff. So I don't travel much anymore, but I thought this was interesting. Turo.com. And then you can, and I understand some of these people will actually bring the car to you. So you can put in, pay for your rental, and they'll actually bring it to you. You can search by price, vehicle type, make and model, what years, number of seats, fuel efficiency, fuel type, and then whether they'll deliver it to you. And you just have to plug in the address and they'll drive it right to you. Oh, and they want to know your age too when you put, so let's see, it was 30 years old, 55 plus. Let's see if it gets any cheaper. No, same price. I thought maybe for old folks they would give you a cheaper rate, but it doesn't look like they do. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Turo.com. They're not sponsoring me. I just ran across this, and it's an option because a lot of times if you're flying somewhere, you go to the rental car counter and they say, sorry, we're out of cars. That's another option if you need a vehicle. All right, back to the chat. Yeah, it's fairly new, I understand. Yeah, you should rent Bobby out, huh? You could probably get some money there in the LTVA in between work days. There you go. Yeah, I might have to pay to take Bobby out for donuts in the desert. And Bobby is CRV's little Chevy Cobalt, I think it is. $19.99 a day for Bobby. Yeah, you could make some gas money. That's right. Yeah, $201 for the Tesla. Nope, nope. I guess if you really wanted to test drive one, I don't know, but you could just go to the Tesla dealer and test drive one for free, I think. Yeah, they're expensive for sure. And it seems like the older vehicles are less expensive. We'd never be covered by insurance here to do that sort of trade, Janice says. And that's another question is, will your insurance company cover you? Now, checking with my insurance company a few months ago, I said, okay, if my grandson needs a vehicle to get to work, what would it cost me, and could I put him on my policy, or could I just give him the keys because he's 18 years old, right? Could I just give him the keys and say, go ahead and borrow the car for a week? The insurance company, State Farm, kind of was a little cagey about their answer. And he told me on the phone, he said, well, if he borrows it more than 2 or 3 times a month, you should probably put him on your policy. Well, how much does that cost? Well, it's like $60 a month added to my policy. Luckily, we didn't need to do that, but I was researching that just in case. We ended up finding him a 2002 Toyota Camry, which he's driving and runs good. So we didn't have to do that. But seems like the older cars would be cheaper. But I wonder if you put your car on Turo.com, what would State Farm say about that? So CRV wants to know if Bobby is delivered. $19.99 a month, or a day, I mean. I'd put him in neutral and let him roll to your campsite. That's funny. We pay $149 for a whole week, right? It seems kind of pricey, right? Of course, you get a little cracker box, for that price. Yeah, Roy's Cobalt, right? There you go. A taxi service. Good idea, Woody. Taxi service. Well, actually, he runs a taxi service because if we're coming into LTVA, Roy has come and got us and shown us, the safe way in through the washes and such. He's done that for us a few times. So, yeah, taxi service. Yeah, Mike's Adventures is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Anyway, Turo.com was kind of interesting, I thought. And I think that most people like the Reese's peanut butter cups. I ran across this the other day too, and it was a little shocking. Let me show you this. The grandson of the inventor of the Reese's peanut butter cups accuses Hershey of cutting corners. And so we're seeing that all the time. We're seeing that all the time, right? We have places that are starting to cut corners, and I'm watching my other laptop here. We have places cutting corners and, of course, getting their food out cheaper. And this guy claims that Reese's peanut butter cups doing the same thing. Well, they've got peanut butter hearts here, chocolate candy and peanut butter cream. I'm not sure about that. But this is what he says. The grandson of the inventor lashed out at the Hershey Company, accusing the candy company of hurting the Reese's brand by shifting to cheaper ingredients in many products. Hershey acknowledges some recipe changes, but said Wednesday it was trying to meet consumer demand for innovation. High cocoa prices have also led Hershey and other manufacturers to experiment with using less chocolate in recent years. Okay, so it sounds like they're trying to cut back on chocolate use, and they're adding other stuff to the peanut butter cups. Brad Reese, who's 70 years old, said in a letter to Hershey's corporate brand manager that the company replaced milk chocolate with compound coatings and peanut butter with peanut cream. Ew. Anyway, that's happening to Hershey's now. Very interesting. I don't know. Would you try this peanut butter hearts? It doesn't sound like it tastes very good. Maybe not. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Something else I ran across. There was a woman who went, oh, we're already up to an hour. One more, a woman who went shopping and didn't come home. This is a number of years ago. She was located 24 years later in North Carolina. They're not saying why she left home, and she's not saying, but she wants to stay where she's at. So she walked away from her husband, 2 daughters, and never came back. So that's a curious story, I thought. What service, if any, do you use to make short clips from your live streams? That's actually comes off of vidIQ does it, and also StreamYard, the paid version, does it. And I think I get a clip once a month. I think it's 3 clips a month, something like that. And then it'll generate them right after the live stream. Then you can decide whether to use them or not. And it'll extract it out and then put the wording on the front of it. So I think the last one I did was from StreamYard. So StreamYard was sold to someone else, and then they've been improving the software here recently, and that's one of the improvements they made, which is good if you're going to pay that kind of money for StreamYard. Right? It's supposed to be Hershey's chocolate and peanut butter, not Hershey's compounds, right? Ooh, I now eat sprouted pumpkin seed butter on my bread. Never heard of that. Sprouted pumpkin seed butter. Interesting, Stella. Interesting. Michelle, yeah, was that the lady that walked away? Sounds familiar. Okay, folks, we're well past the hour. Hope your Monday is really good. I'm going to go out and put some hydraulic fluid in the RV after breakfast. We got to eat something first. And then I'm going to see if I have to spend some money. Hopefully not. Let me run my outro here. Which one should we do today? Which one should we do today? All right, we'll do this one. That's my favorite. So thanks, everybody, for being here. I hope you have a great day. Prayers for everyone who is ill, and we'll see you next time.
Wake up to a brand new day. Smile at the sun's warm ray. Greet the world with open arms. Spread good vibes and charms. Kind words change the scene. Make life feel like a dream. Help someone who's in need. Plant a little kindness seed. Shine bright like a star. No matter where you are. heart you'll find. No need for heavy words, be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal, make every moment real. Shine bright like a star, no matter where you are. Kindness takes you far, light up the world. No need for heavy words, be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal, make every moment